All right, we're live. What's up, Steve?
What's up, Steve?
All right, so here we go. Fun show as always. I don't know. Let us know where you're from. Chime in, say hi, do all that cool stuff that we really like and appreciate. Howdy from Dallas. What's going on, man?
Dave.
So the question I have to ask people is, to get the show rolling, has nothing to do with car audio.
¿Qué tal, Gabriel? Yes.
What's up, Kevin? How many of you are binge watchers? Meaning you either have Hulu, Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO, whatever it is, a new series comes out, 13 episodes of fun and excitement, and you have to sit down and that's what you're doing over the weekend. You're binge watching the show.
Right.
Am I correct to assume that everybody does that? And
Yeah.
if so, I'm not alone.
What's up, James?
What's up, James? Me. All right, so Dave, you do it as well. Cool. I mean, we have people I know that tell us they binge watch our shows,
What's up, Jason?
which, by all means, make sure you sit through the commercials and go right ahead and do.
Yes, please.
Or go visit Dean and Fernando's tool drawer at dnftooldrawer.com. Anyways, or sponsor the or be part of the Patreon group and sponsor the show via Patreon. Okay, plug over. So the reason why I ask is because if any of you noticed, there was no YouTube video up this morning, which I apologize for, but one of my shows that I rarely, that happens once a year, apparently the next 13 episodes appeared on
Is that
Netflix.
Tony from the UK.
What's up, buddy? So, Netflix had me yesterday, Sunday, for several hours watching my 13. I watched some of them Saturday night, had to do a soccer game with Haley on Sunday, and then after she went back to college, sat and watched shows from 5 till midnight on the couch doing this, for 7 hours.
All right.
So there's no show today because I was like, do I edit a show or do I keep watching? I really want to know what happens. So I kept watching. So there was no show today. And I feel bad, but not really. You know what I mean? Why? It's like, hey, what's up, George?
What's up,
What's up,
George?
Chris? So how many of you
Brian.
binge watch at the expense of something else you have to do? Now, I know Sunday's a big football day, and we started watching football, and then we're like, Haley's gone. Sue's, I don't know where Sue is.
House of Cards.
I'm going to watch, House of Cards. I was watching Dark Matter. Now, it's a sci-fi movie or show. This is the third season.
Frank?
So it's weird. I don't know. I enjoy it because it's one of those sci-fi things that makes no sense whatsoever, and it doesn't matter if you die in one show, you could be back in the next. So that was there again. It was Dark Matter chat. But I feel that every now and then these things pop up. What's up, Nicholas?
What's up, Nicholas?
So that consumed my day yesterday, and every now and then it happens. Like I just watched the Netflix thing with Luke Cage and Daredevil and all those. Watched that. That was like 10 episodes. Thank God.
Michael, Jason.
But does it ruin your life too? All right, so that's that. Now, as far as 12-volt news goes. Really not much to talk about other than we're primed to start the show.
Yeah.
I've been doing a little research for trying to figure it out. Now, I'm sure when we come out with one, it might be a little rough, but I haven't watched it yet, but it's on my list. Okay, Dark Matter is really a good show in that they just said, you know what, we're not going to put any boundaries on this show.
Defenders.
You can just do anything you want. Yes, Defenders. Watch Defenders. Thank you. Once I've watched it, I'm done with it until next year when it comes back out. And of course, we've all watched
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones, yes. Game of Thrones. Hey, is the DMX 7704, what about it?
Alright.
What's up, Jason? How's it going, buddy? Thanks for coming in today.
Yes.
We missed you last week.
Alright, so Frank say, what box do you recommend for an Alpine Type S12?
Ported.
Sounding... Yeah.
Yeah, okay, there again, it depends on what kind of bass you like. If you like big, fat, boomy bass that most people do, you like the really sound, then you're going to want a ported box. If you want something that's not as loud, but has a lot of it,
he said he bought a Metra box.
Ooh, they make boxes?
I didn't know.
Oh, I didn't know that. Does it sound good?
No, he said he sounded bad, so
Probably.
he returned it.
Yeah, I would too. Check out A-Trend. We use the A-Trend boxes. A-Trend makes really nice boxes. We also carry the Q-Power stuff for the more inexpensive boxes, but the A-Trends really...
A-Trend boxes are good, yeah.
They really work good.
DD box.
Had to kick some customers out of the store.
Wow. Why?
Were they customers or shoppers? There's a difference, and
yes.
I want you guys. That brings up a good point, and I want everyone always says the customer is always right. True, to a point in that you actually have to be a customer before you can be right. So if you're a shopper, you're a guy that walks into a building, looks around, does whatever they need to do, doesn't spend any money, and leaves. You're not a customer at that point. You're just a shopper. You don't actually become a customer until you buy something at that store. So the reason why I bring this up is because I've had people come in and say, I'm a customer. And I was like, no, you're not. You're buying all your stuff on the internet, and then you're coming in here and complaining to me about some stuff. You're a shopper. And at best, you're not even a good shopper because you're not shopping me. You're complaining to me. So, if you want to be a customer, then buy something in my store, and then you have the right to say, I'm the consumer, I'm the customer, I should be right. In which case, yeah, more than likely, I'll agree with you. But until you actually buy something, you're a shopper. Now, I'll be nice to you, and I'll show you stuff, and I'll answer all your questions, but once you're rude to me, don't be rude to me. That's all I have to say.
It doesn't go that well.
Customers purchased from us before. Customer purchased from us. Okay, so he was a customer. Okay, yeah. Good. But no,
it's different.
That's a gray area that really irritates me. Hello from Sweden.
Man.
Is that people say, well, I was a customer. And I was like, did you buy something? No. Well, then you're a shopper. So graduate from shopper to consumer or customer and buy something. All right. Sorry. Go ahead. Rant over.
Jose say the DMX 7704 unit. That's a good unit.
Yes, the 7704. Okay, 7704 came out first, and that was so we had the 9703, we had the 9903, we had everything that ended in a 3. And Kenwood was like, okay, they were working on the new platform, which was going to be the 4. Okay, and that one made it through approval first. So as soon as it made it through, they started selling it, just pushing them out. To follow was the 9704, the 9904, and anything else that ends in a 4. The 9704 and the 7704 are the exact same radios, awesome, but the 77, doesn't have a spinning media player, meaning it has no CD or DVD player in it. It has all the same features.
Yeah.
So is it a cool radio? If you don't need a DVD CD player, it's an awesome radio because you get all the premium features and save money.
All right. Chad, have you seen the new video of Salman about the Audio Frog RTA?
No, but
I'm going to watch it.
I'm going to watch it for sure because I've been looking at that piece and haven't been able to see anyone use it. So,
all right, David.
Yes.
What amp do you recommend for the Hertz Melee 163.3 and the Melee 6x9s?
You're going to need a lot of power. You're going to want to look for something that has like 100 watts a channel, easy 100 watts a channel. That's tough because like the Millie, it's going to be expensive. The high energy uses very similar power, and it all depends on how loud you want to get. Like Alpine makes the PDX F6, which is really nice. They make if you're just doing, like, if you want a lot of power for the sub. Hertz also makes their bigger class series amplifiers. But you're going to want to look for something that has at least 100 to 110 watts a channel, and it needs to be expensive. And by that, I mean, because most of the amplifiers now are all going to be Class D, and you don't want to buy an inexpensive Class D amplifier because it's going to sound like crap. So you have to buy, that 3 or 4 with that maximum amount of power to get those things to really wake up and sound good.
All right, Nicholas, what format do you use to play videos on the Pioneer 4800 BS?
M4V at like 630 or 680, whatever resolution? The 600 resolution is on that. It was really low res. It totally is garbage. It looks terrible. But yeah, it's the M4V format at like 6 something by 3 something. I wrote it all down. We were going to do a video on it, and it just looks so bad. I was like, I don't even want to do that. If you want to do thumb drive video, if that's like, hey man, I want to watch movies on a thumb drive, really the radios for that are the new 13 and 2300 NEX, because those have the new ability, and I'm sure whatever comes out next in NEX will too, those have the ability to take straight up 1080 media.
Yeah.
Plug it right in.
You don't have to do nothing.
It down-reses it to the native resolution of the screen, and it looks freaking amazing. Unfortunately, those more inexpensive radios aren't going to have that feature yet. Or, you know, maybe next year they'll move that down. Who knows? But really, if that media is what you're trying to do, it might be time to upgrade to the newer radio.
All right, Mark. Have you noticed a problem with the mirror link on a Kenwood and iOS 11? The phone orientation seems to now change the screen.
No, I mean the tests we've been doing with iOS 11, everything seemed to work fine at the moment. We haven't. I mean, we had an iPhone 8 in the other day, and we tested it out to make sure that the HDMI still worked, and we tried our updated 7 Plus S, whatever the hell they are, and those all worked. What we thought was fine.
Right.
We really haven't done a bunch of in-depth on that yet, because really haven't had time. But we just wanted to make sure the 8 worked, and it did. So, All
right, Michael. Hey, I got a Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo. No steering wheel controls, no factory amp. Can I use the jumper wire from the 12-volt key source to turn the stereo?
Yeah, so what he's trying to do is get away from not having to buy the smart module.
Yeah.
Okay, let me do you a favor. I understand you don't want to spend the money, and that's cool. Yes, you can do what you're trying to do. What you're going to lose is RAP, retained accessory power, meaning when you turn off the ignition, the radio is immediately going to shut off. If you're cool with that, that's fine. If you'd like to retain that, PAC makes these 2 products here. One is called LCCH11, and one is called LCCH12. I'm sorry, 21. One is for the older square plug, meaning it's perfectly rectangly shaped. That is going to be the 11. And one is the 21. The 21, the plug is going to have 2 tapered corners on it.
Yeah.
These are very inexpensive. Okay, so you could probably find these somewhere for $50.
Yeah.
It's well worth the money. The difference between these cables here and buying the more expensive one is that the more expensive one comes with relays built into it and also has both harnesses in the box. That's how they made these cheaper. They just took those things out. So
you can't just buy the harness.
Buy one of these if you want to do it right. Okay. Sorry.
All right. James.
Yes.
On the DDX 9904S, can you have a front camera and a crash camera and a rear camera?
No, you have to. Front camera has to be one or the other. So if you want the active crash camera, this guy. If you want the active crash camera, you have to either do this or a front camera. You can't do both. Plugging into the factory harness. Now,
he's grabbing a lot of stuff.
Anyways, PAC makes the something 41, which is the camera switching system.
SV41.
Yeah, you can buy that, and what that does is that takes the rear camera input and turns it to a 4-camera input. So it will still come on when you put it in reverse, but then you can hook up toggle switches or buttons to control either. You can do mirror cameras and you can do a front camera. So that'll be the way that you'd be able to do that. Would be to take the rear camera and add in. Now the difference would be you're not going to be able to use the cool touch feature built into the screen. So don't know if that's going to help you or not, but that's how that would go.
Alright, Donnie, hey, one of you guys will want to buy the new iPhone 10.
We were just talking about that today. My money right now is on the watch. I really want the new watch because when I'm running, I have to carry my watch and my phone, and it's a pain in the butt. So I want the new watch with cellular so that I don't have to carry my phone. So the group of money that I have set aside for meaningless crap like that is going to go to the watch for right now. That's not to say I'm not going to get the 10 at some point, but Right now, I'm not getting the 10. I'm getting the watch. The watch seems cooler to me.
My money right now is on my bills and my rent, and no.
Oh, shush.
No, I'm not. All right, Jose, I'm looking at the 7704S, the Mechaless.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great
It's
unit. Mechaless, yes. No CD, no DVD.
Dog. Hey, guys, which will
Hi, Haley.
have more output? A 2 Audio Pi BD112s or 115?
So 212s or 115?
Yes. You know, like, I never heard
So,
of a pair.
I mean, regardless of the brand, you know, if you're buying like for like, I mean, if you're getting like one big 15 or two a little bit smaller 12s, which one is going to be louder? I would go with the 212s. The 15 may be louder, but if you're just going for SPL, yeah, go with the 15 Giant Super 15. If you're going for something that actually is going to sound good, meaning you're going to actually be able to play it and play music through it and be happy,
Yeah.
go for the 212s because it's a smaller cone. You're going to get more usable sound out of it, and it's going to be loud. It's just going to sound better. You know, you're going to be able to play more music through it other than just, you know. So that would be my recommendation. If all you want is SPL and you're going to play like 2 notes, go with the 15. If you actually are going to play for music, 212s. Okay.
All right, Chris, have you guys ever done a video on how to adjust a 4-channel amp with just a voltmeter?
No.
And if you not, can you?
Yeah, you guys have asked us that one before. Yeah, I'm gonna look. Yeah, we'll do that because what you have to do. Okay, so what you have to do in order to do that is you have to figure out what you want the output voltage of the amplifier to be. So it's like, I want this many watts at this frequency, and you have to figure out the output voltage, and then you put the output meter on it and you turn it. What that's not doing is taking into account any clipping that the amplifier might do. All you're doing is saying, hey, I want X amount of voltage out of my amplifier at said frequency. So it's not going to protect against clipping, and it's not going to allow you to maximize the output of the amplifier. So that's really why we haven't done too much with that, because most of you guys want to know, like, when is it going to clip, is it going to do this, as opposed to just setting it up. At that point, you're settling, you're not maximizing. Most people want to maximize. But, yeah, I mean, we could show you how to do it. No big deal there.
Alright, Rudy, do you all know the distortion level on the Sony 712 HD?
No.
No.
No, we really haven't tested any of the Sony stuff yet at all. We have a few pieces we buy here and there, like we buy the AX100.
But
we buy some of the double DIN stuff, the normal just double DIN, like radio. I don't know where I'm going here, like radios. There, that guy back there. But we really haven't gotten into much of the video stuff and what is it? What did he say it was? A 772 BT?
Yes, 712 HD.
Yeah, we don't have that one.
No.
Alright. Yeah, you guys want us to test the cool big new one, but I have to see if I can get Sony to let us borrow that.
All right.
Good luck.
Tanner. Hey guys, looking to pair my Sundown SA12 D2 with the SCAR RP 1500.1. Just curious on your opinion on this setup or something similar. Any options would you rather to recommend? Either besides the
yeah, so like the RP, the new RP series are becoming more and more popular because SCAR really hit it out of the park with this one. It's a SCAR amplifier, which a lot of people like. It's a really affordable price, and it's a boatload of power. We've been selling them over the counter now since they come out. We sell quite a few of them. It's one of Paul's new favorite amplifiers. We just put one in the other day. What did we put that on? Oh, some VVX12s.
Yes.
Which hopefully in a month you guys will see that video. No, I mean, it's a great amp. It'll work. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, it's 1500 watts. It's good. Beat the crap out of that woofer. Yeah. And yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of good success with them. I mean, anything that we can sell and doesn't come back, I like.
Yeah. All right, David, Class AV or Class D for mids and highs. Also, do you recommend welding the cable? Why?
Welding cable?
Yeah, welding cable.
No, I don't recommend welding cable. I get it. You can use it. It's cheap. You know, the argument for that is always copper's copper. I can get it cheap. Okay, cool. Go for it. I mean, if it's tinned welding cable, which typically it isn't, then it's going to corrode at some point because it's not made to run in a car. It's made to sit in a shop where it's not going through all these extreme environments. Like it's not underneath the hood. It's not made to get wet. All these things. So welding cable is cheap. I understand. Stinger. There's we use Stinger. There's tons of companies out there that make reasonably priced wire. All you want to get is OFC, oxygen-free copper wire. Mm-hmm. There's tons to choose from. Make sure you buy a reputable brand. Anyways, what was the first part of the question?
About that. Class AB or Class B for mids and highs.
All right, Class AB is definitely going to be the cleaner of the two. The problem is most manufacturers have walked as far away as they can from Class AB amplifiers, and they're not making them anymore. They're just not doing it. It's weird because that middle doing it. Shopping, the AB amplifiers are hard to find, or they're only like 70 watts or 50 watts, and a lot of these speakers need 150 to 200 watts if you're buying the bigger, nicer speakers. But no, I mean, they also are less efficient, so they draw more current, so you get a big AB class amplifier like this that's 70 by 4, or you get a Class D amplifier that's 70 by 4 that's this big. Which one's going to sound better? This one. But they always don't have the room for it. So if you have the room and it's a nice Class AB amplifier, by all means get it because it's going to sound great. You just have to make sure that the speakers you're teaming it up with, it's got enough power for.
All right. Frank say, can you use a jumper cable for a ground wire?
Typically a jumper cable is a really fat shield and really thin copper on the inside. So no. It's a consumer product, meaning it's something that Sarah, the soccer mom, is going to have, and they don't want her to get electrocuted, so they use a super thick shielding on it. So a lot of times it looks like a 4 gauge, but inside it's usually a 12 gauge. So I would not use a jumper cable for a ground.
All right, Bernie Jr., have you guys tried the Expert electronics processor yet?
The Expert?
Expert.
What Expert?
That's what he's saying.
I have no idea what that is. So
Expert electronic processor yet?
No. Audio control, yes. We've played with the Phoenix Gold, yes. Other than that, no.
All right, Johnny. Johnny say, hey guys, I have a 150 with sync. I'm sorry, and when I cut the OEM plug connector to solder to the aux cable, my aux only had top and middle. What colors from the 4 adapter go to the aux cable?
Okay, so we have a video how to keep your factory aux cable, and specifically in a Ford. Ford has 4 wires. Okay, 2 of them are identical, and then 2 are not.
The two in the middle.
The 2 in the middle are identical? Okay, so what you want to do is real simple. Take the thing apart, plug your aux connector into it that you're going to use, and the other end is cut off. Okay, cut this end off, take it over to the bench. Okay, and then all you have to do is take your continuity tester, go to wire number 1, come over here to your 3 aux wires until you hear a beep. Okay, then connect those 2 wires. Then come over and do the same thing again until you hear a beep and connect those wires. And then do it again until you hear a beep and connect those wires. Then the 4th wire is going to connect to one of those 3. And that's it. That's as easy as it gets.
We have a video.
There is a video where we walk you through that. It's in the From the Install Bay, how to retain your auxiliary input.
All right. Donnie, which app do you guys recommend to use as an RTA? I'm using an iPhone 6s Plus.
Right.
So,
if you're trying to use your phone as an RTA, we use the audio control app because audio control actually makes, we've had it in the videos a couple times, they make a microphone specifically designed to work with their RTA. You can use an iPad, you can use an iPhone. The microphone's pretty reasonable too. I think it's only like $100, $150 to get a full audio grade audio control RTA in your phone. But that's what we use for that. I know some other people have just bought in like there's a Dyne Audio or some weird brand like that you can buy for like $20. People have asked about that. I haven't picked one up personally. But yeah, if you're interested, go to audiocontrol.com and go to their microphone section, and it's just for the iPhone. It has a lightning connector on one end. They make an RTA. It's a whole app that you can download on your phone. It has an RTA, it has SPL meter, and has a couple other cool things that are built into it as well.
All right, Johnny Vasquez say, have you guys used a device called Stream Blue?
Yeah, I was looking at that. No. I have no idea. I think I've heard of it, and when I was looking for like different, like when I was doing the Miracast research to try to find stuff, that was something that kept coming up. But no, I didn't. I got plastic on the back of my leg. No, we've never tried that. Did you see the one guy said it was like 39 in Colorado or some shit like that?
39 in Colorado.
Jesus. Oh my God. It's not here. It's like 80, 98?
Yeah.
89? 89. 89. About 89.
I got my
maybe it's like 88 today. It was kind of cool. A little chill in the air.
John.
Yes.
Good way to end Monday night. Watching my favorite show with my favorite people. Good to see you guys are safe after all the chaos this morning.
Yeah, it's funny. Did I tell the story about my air conditioner? No. All right, so we go the whole fun time with the hurricane, craziness there, no power, dying, sweating. Not this past week and the week before last. Haley and Sue were in town. They went to the soccer game, got home. I'm answering emails on the couch. I'm like, why is it so hot in here? I'm like, wait a minute, I don't hear anything. Air conditioner broke. Mm-hmm. Saturday night, air conditioner dead. I was like, oh man, this sucks. So I was like, I'm not staying through another night of no air conditioner after that week. So I was like, screw this. Went to Dad's house, stayed there. Fortunately, I have the hookup on the air conditioner. I was able to get the part for the blower motor up in the attic. Yay, father-in-law's great. Fixed it, got it all back. We left, we came back. House was cool Sunday night. Yes.
Maurice Simpkins from Chicago. Say hi.
Chicago, bang bang. Hey.
Bradley, what are some good speakers for the 2013 Hyundai Veloster?
Oh, we did that whole Veloster video where the guy did those JL7s.
Well, he bring the JLs.
You know, the real question is, what are some good speakers? And that comes down to price point. Anytime you're trying to buy speakers, know your budget, because speakers are like popcorn at the movie theater. Once you've spent, it's like you have a popcorn for $1.50, you have a popcorn for $2.50, $3.50, $5.50, $15. You know, so there's a price point. Like, we sell 6.5s, and I swear to God, the first pair of 6.5 is $59. We have a $69, a $79, an $89, a $99. A $109, a $129, a $119, all the way up to $1,000. Okay, it's retarded. So, okay, it's silly.
All the way to
$2,000. But it's just silly that there's that many. So it's like, if you have $200 to spend on a set of 6.5s, that's where you want to ask the question. At that point, I could say, listen, you know, get some Alpine R-types, get some Focal Access. Look at some Hertz Energy. Check out the Punch. If you have like $100 you want to spend on them, then check out like some Pioneers, some Kickers. So that's really the, you know, there's a huge window there of what's good. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
All right, John, tuning in from Australia. He say thank you for what you do.
Thank you for watching.
Yeah, Isaac from California.
Isaac.
Scotty, hi.
Hey.
What do you think about Power Acoustic?
Next question.
Yeah, no.
There's a Power Acoustic amp right
there.
In
the corner. You see it?
Yeah, it is up there. Yeah. You know, okay. I have nothing wrong. I have nothing against Power Acoustic. There's no brand out there that I absolutely just like, God, you kidding me? Look, there's a time and a place for everything, and Power Acoustic fits into this industry at a certain price point. And the nice thing about Power Acoustic and companies like Power Acoustic is they make things that are affordable. You know, a lot of people get into this and they're like, they immediately see something like an Audison big amp that's $1,200, and they're like, I cannot afford that. I'm done with this. Well, that's wrong. You know, Power Acoustic comes in at a really nice price point. It's not terrible stuff. It's actually pretty good stuff for the money. And it allows you to buy a system and get into this industry or this hobby or this love affair for audio at a reasonable price. You know, if you're 18 years old or 20 years old, you know, you don't have $2,000 laying around to spend on an amplifier. You might be able to afford a Power Acoustic or like the, you know, the more reasonably priced amplifiers. So, no, is there anything wrong with it? No, of course not. No, I would not. You know, a lot of people get shamed, you know, the internet, these trolls that are just, oh, I can't believe it. No, screw that, man. I mean, we all do this because we love sound. And if that gets you into sound in your car and satisfies that need for bass or highs or whatever it is, cool. Just realize what you have. And that's really where the key comes. It's like, you have this, it costs that. Is it as good as this? No. Like, I drive a Camaro. If a guy pulls up in a Corvette, he's in a Corvette. I know he's got a better car than me. You know, or if a Bugatti or whatever pulls up, I'm like, dude, I got a little V6 Camaro, man. I'm cool. You know, I'm happy with that. So, that's all. No, good stuff. Do what you need. If it'll get you what you want, by all means, get it. Now, if you can afford something better, buy that. But there again, don't let it, you know, like, don't feel like, oh, man. No, just buy it. Put it in and enjoy it.
All right, Danny. What is your opinion on or recommendation on the rear view mirror? I ask because I crack it when
the bass hits?
Swivel it.
Oh, you mean putting in a rear view mirror?
In there another way to mount one.
Oh, yeah.
In the TC. The easy way. Okay.
I don't know if I get what he's asking.
Okay. What is your opinion or recommendation on the rear view mirrors?
Okay.
I ask because mine cracks.
Or you swivel it. Is there another way to mount one? Oh, okay, the TC. Okay, so if it's one of those that has a little arm that comes down off the headliner to mount the mirror to, you can buy, or when you buy, like I know Echo Master, when they sell their mirrors, they actually come with the mount that you can glue to the windshield. So you can go to an auto parts store and you can buy the glue, and you can glue the little metal thing to the windshield and then slide on one of their cameras. That's what they recommend to do if you have something like that with the arm that comes down, like in a Honda or like your car apparently. So that might be an alternative. I'm not a big fan of putting the camera in the mirror. I get that you have to do that sometimes because you don't want to take the radio out or you want to put a video screen in. But, yeah, mirrors always freak me out because they're on the glass windshield.
Yeah.
And I've broken enough windshields over the 27 years of doing this that I don't want to be anywhere near a windshield.
All right, Darren.
All right, go ahead.
Yes. Hey from New Zealand.
Oh, hey.
Love your word. Do you guys have any installs that have stuck with you over the years? Either positive or negative memories?
Oh, yeah. That's one of those things that we could really probably kick this show up for about 4 hours, me talking about past installs and craziness. A lot of stories to tell for sure, whether they be interesting or not. Usually they're interesting when everyone's sitting around going, hey, what do you do for a living? I go install car stereos. And they go, what does that consist of? And I go, well, let me tell you. You know, and then 4 hours later the party's over and everyone's going, damn, that guy's got a bitchin' job, man. I'm going, no. I just made it sound really cool, you know.
David.
So, yes.
When installing a second battery in the trunk, do you ground it into the amp or at the battery or metal frame?
We just had this question before we came to video. I like to ground everything to it on its own, you know. So like, depending on the car, if it's possible. I mean, there's always that exception to the rule, but you know, I like to keep my ground short. So I'll mount my battery. I'll ground my battery. I don't necessarily I very rarely bring my amp ground to my battery. I used to many years ago, and then I was like, I don't like that. So I try to make sure every amp has their own ground as short as possible. So I hope that answers that question. And put a fuse holder by the back battery. There should be 2 fuse holders anytime you add a battery. One up front underneath the hood and one in the back by the battery. That way if the power wire shorts out anywhere between, it blows a fuse.
All right, Michael. So I recently unboxed you. Asking you about the Pioneer 4800 BS and the Pioneer 490
yes.
BS.
Yes.
You say they are the same?
Yes.
Any change? Just the model number?
Okay, so we've talked about this before in all the videos. For Pioneer for 2017 did this. Hey, what do you want to do this year? I have a great idea. Why don't we take this box and we'll change the numbers on this box and we'll sell it and say it's a new product.
Just change the number.
How does that sound?
That's it.
And that's all we're going to do.
Yeah.
So when you look at so you have the 2800, the 3800, the 4800, and the 5800 are basically in this order: a 390, a 391, a 490, and a 491. All they did was have someone sit there with an eraser, erase the number, put a new number on it, and then give us a new box. They didn't change anything. They didn't update the processor. They didn't make it any better. They didn't add any new features. They did nothing. Why? I don't know. The only thing I can think of is it has to do something with what they have coming out either the end of this year or the beginning of next year as far as Apple certification goes. Because Apple certification as well as Android Auto certification takes forever. And I mean like 6 to 8 months, like forever. So like the 2300 and the 1300, those radios were actually already in the pipeline in 2016. So who knows what AVH radios, or the X-AVH radios I like to call them, or AVH-X radios, are going to be released after the fact.
Yep.
They might be coming out with Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. We have no idea. So, But that's, yes, if a lot of people go online and they order it and they get the newer version and then they ask, it's like, no, you got the new version. Love it. Take it.
All right. Saludos a California, Carlitos. Donna, what are your thoughts on the ARC audio amps?
On the ARC audio amps?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a nice amp. Will sells those. I mean,
Justin.
Yeah,
hey, guys, from Australia.
Hold on. The United States is calling me.
Oh, okay.
Can I put him on hold? I'll get back to saving the world or the country some other time. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Justin from Australia.
Oh, ARC Audio. No, ARC
Yes.
Audio is really nice. It's a great amp for sure, totally. Yeah, if you got ARC Audio, buy it. Yeah, good stuff.
Okay, Frank, say, I'm having a dimming issue when I play in low bass. I have a Kicker 600.1 with 2 Alpine Type S12s.
Yes. So a dimming issue. This is real popular. This is normal. If you're sitting at a stoplight and you're playing your stereo full blast, like most people do, your alternator is not doing anything. Your alternator is only on in most new cars when you're actually moving, and sometimes when moving at a certain speed. Okay? So really at the end of the day, as much as you like to play the boom 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 while you're sitting at the stoplight, you should be turning it down, because when you're sitting at the stoplight, you're 100% relying on the battery. That's why your lights are dimming. Now, in the past, people would say add capacitors, and that would solve that. No, what it would do is it would slow down the dim. So instead of doing this every time the bass hits, it would go like this. And you wouldn't really notice it. So, and it would consume more power and really suck. How do you solve it? You either get a bigger battery underneath the hood of your car so that you can store more current, so you can sit through these god-awful long stoplights, or you just turn it down at the stoplight. That's really the only thing. Now, if you're driving and it's dimming, that's a whole nother issue. At that point, you need to check the electrical system in your car. Make sure you have adequate grounding underneath the hood between the car and the battery. Then you need to check that stuff out. Make sure that there's adequate grounding throughout the car. Not knowing what kind of car it is, I don't know, but that's what you'd want to check at that point.
All right, let me ask this one.
Okay.
Luis, probablemente el amplificador que tienes, Luis Eduardo, es porque tienes el gain muy alto. Estás haciendo el clipping del amplificador, por eso. So trata de bajar los gains un poco. Para Elite Peña López, nosotros no hacemos DV Drive, pero me imagino que es bueno, ¿me entiendes? No, nosotros no somos dealer de eso. Okay.
Exactly.
Michael, say it's 47 here in New York.
Holy crap! I love you guys in the wintertime. That's all I have to say.
Alright, so Barney, you can Google it. You can Google it when I have time.
Yeah?
It's www.expertelectronics.com.
For what?
For the art.
Oh, the RTA? The what?
Yes, I think that's the RTA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, we check it out.
Do we sell Hertz millis? Yes.
Yes. Okay, so yo lo checo y cualquier cosita te dejo saber. Isaac from Ontario, Canada. Say hi.
Ooh, Isaac from Ontario. That's where Carphonics is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're up in Ontario.
Okay. 2014 Chevy Silverado. Kicker 750 on a base. 2 Type S under 12s under the seat.
Whoa.
Having a voltage problem with just that amp. I heard something about the voltage drop when you reading. Did you hear anything about that? When you're riding.
When you're riding?
Yes.
No. What year is it?
2014 Chevy Silverado.
No, we haven't run into any voltage issues in those trucks.
750.
750 watts shouldn't be a problem because I mean we do the 1000, the 1200 in those and never have any issues.
No.
What you may want to do is take a voltmeter and connect it to the amplifier and or cigarette lighter and what kind of voltage you're producing while you're driving. Make sure in that truck it should be well above or right around 13.8, 14 when the car is running.
Yeah.
So definitely check that out and see what's going on when you're actually moving. So you're going to want to get an active voltmeter and check that out. At that point, there again, you might want to check some grounding. Make sure you have adequate grounding at the amplifier. Make sure you have adequate power wire. I'm assuming you ran a 4 gauge. But make sure you have a really good ground. It's not grounded to the seat bolt or the seat bolt through the carpet. That's also, a lot of people like to do that. They'll pull the seat bolt out, then they'll ground it to the seat bolt, and then they don't realize that the seat is powder coated, so it's actually a really crappy ground.
All right, John Wagner say, Dean, what were your thoughts on the welding cable?
Thought we covered that. It's inexpensive. I get it. It's not that inexpensive. Buy oxygen-free tinned copper. I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I mean, we covered that. That's that. Dave, what's up?
Do you guys sell Hertz Millie? Yes, you
covered that. Yep.
I have a 2011 Camry.
Camry or Camaro?
Camry. I think he said he have issue with voltage.
Oh, grounds.
Yeah.
Okay, if you got a Camry, definitely want to check your grounds.
Yeah.
Definitely want to check your grounds. Toyota tends to use a really skinny ground wire coming off the battery to the frame of the car. You might want to upgrade that to a 4 gauge. So yeah, pop the hood, check and make sure you have grounds. The other thing too is a lot of the times manufacturers, they'll put a little tiny strip that goes to the frame and then they'll have one that goes down to the block and then off the block it'll come to the car. Just simply replacing that little tiny ground wire there with an adequate sized ground wire, you'd be surprised how much better it improves the voltage.
Right. It's also I add HID lights with the ballast to top the dimming. They draw a lot less power than the conventional headlights. That's John Warner.
When they're lasting, I'm not a fan of the HIDs. We call them fun in the box because they just keep coming back.
What do you suggest for an 8 over 600 RMS?
An 8 with 600 RMS?
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have that one sitting over here, or do we put it away?
I think we put it back.
Put it away?
Yeah.
Damn, I wish we still had it. Scar makes, or any one of those SPL guys, Scar makes the, I dripped my water. They make the ZVX or the VVX 8 that is like, boom, man. It's, wow. American Base makes one, of course. Sundown makes one.
Yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I think Down for Sound, I think he's got, 4 8s in his pickup truck, and I think they're the Sundown guys. I mean, there's plenty of 8s out there to choose from.
All right, Chris, how is the Metra DSP?
We don't really do much with Metra if I can help it. We do use some kits. We only buy their wiring harnesses if we need them, meaning PAC doesn't make one or iData doesn't make one. Other than that, we don't really do much with them. It's not our guys. Will we get it in and play with it? Probably, because I really want all their T harnesses so that we can connect them to other things. So,
all right.
Any new products coming out that you're excited about? Right now, I think most of the products are out that we're excited about. I mean, the new Phoenix Gold the new Phoenix Gold processor shipped and is here, and now we can play with it. Audio controls. The 6.8 came out, so we can play with that. We're hopefully getting in the new Rockford iData 360 piece here shortly that we'll be able to play with.
The Pioneer Z.
Pioneer Z series I'm not as excited about. I was more excited about the Alpine X-type speakers that just came out.
Yeah.
That 6x9, I know this is trivial. The new 6x9 component set, I'm really excited about that because more and more cars are coming with that. And up until now, we've been kind of lacking that high-end 6x9 component. I don't know why. We've been doing a lot of the Focal integration series, which sound amazing, but I want, sometimes people are like, you got anything bigger? And it's like, well, yeah, now we have those. So I'm excited. That's going to be fun. I can't wait to start putting those in.
All right, the last one. How should I set up my amps to run the auto EQ on the Pioneer 4200?
Start with your gains down. I mean, obviously, start with the gains low. Depending on what kind of amps you have, probably give them about 1/8. That's about it. You're not going to want to adjust them after you're done. Now, what will happen is, when you run auto EQ, if you have your gains turned up too high, it'll automatically lower the volume because it's going to detect clipping and turn it down. At that point, you want to turn your gains down even lower and run it again. Set the radio back to flat as far as the volume goes. So it'll detect flat. It'll detect clipping. So if you turn them up too high, it's going to totally just like, and it's going to sound terrible. So maybe 1/8 at best, and you're good to go.
All right. You want to keep going?
We'll give it a couple more, and then we'll get the heck out of here.
All right, Scotty, I'm running 4-channel amp, 1,000 watts, power acoustic edge. For my mids and high 2 channels, 2,500 watts power acoustic edge. Class D with 2 Rockford Fosgate 15 subwoofers with power acoustic head unit. Flip out, 7-inch band, 4-channel EQ.
That's a lot.
I'm thinking about upgrading everything.
First thing I'd upgrade in all of that is the radio. The radio is the most important. Buying power acoustic amps, I totally understand. Buying a power acoustic radio, I totally don't understand. There's a very small price difference between, let's say, a power acoustic and where Pioneer is right now. I would totally, that would be the first thing I would do is, for one, get a nice radio, either power acoustic, either a Pioneer or a Kenwood. 2, get rid of the outboard EQ. Everyone wants an outboard EQ. I totally understand that. Put in a bass knob, get rid of the outboard EQ. That'll get rid of a ton of noise because all those things do is introduce a ton of noise. Either engine whine or just floor noise to where you just hear this when the volume is turned down. So these head units all have 13-band EQs that are way better than any little knob thingies that you could ever purchase. So definitely the first thing you'd want to do if you're looking to upgrade any of that, better radio.
Alright, Chad, I got amps in my back of my Tahoe. I have no fuses. Do you think putting a fuses distribution all in the rear?
Depends on the amp. So for example, you need a fuse underneath the hood. Rockford doesn't fuse their amplifiers because they have a special circuit that they built into their amplifiers that is supposed to prohibit or stop the amplifier from blowing. A fuse is only there to prevent the wire from catching on fire. That's key. If the fuse isn't built into the amplifier, a fuse 12 inches away from the amplifier is going to do nobody any good. Okay, so that's it. If your amps don't have fuses, you can't put a fuse over here and hope that it's going to prevent what's coming into the amplifier from blowing. It's too far out of the loop. You're still going to pop MOSFETs right out of the amplifier. So as long as you're fused under the hood and the wire is safe, no, you're good.
Alright. Chris, I need suggestion for a 2017 Silverado with 8 inches navigation touchscreen, 9 volts. I want to keep my factory head unit and change everything else.
So I was reading a couple articles this morning about that. NavTV has their new Amp Pro that's out, and supposedly that actually works on the non-amplified because the most bus is actually coming out of the radio still, so you can use that on the non-amplified radios. I have to check more into that to make sure. Plus, it's a $600 adapter, but if it works, it'll give you a full preamp section out of the radio, which is pretty cool. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do some kind of a summing device. high-level, low-level adapter. Something like an audio control 6.8 would be really nice. You also want to make sure you can go into the radio and turn down the chime volume. That's a new feature built into a lot of those, where you can actually minimize the chime volume. And of course, use the load resistors that audio control puts out, the little LGDs.
William, say the gains are set with the DD1.
For what?
For the how to set up my amps and the audio EQ and the 4200 NEX.
Alright, well then you're fine. That'll work. Trust me, if they're set up with the DD1 and Pioneer still thinks they're too loud, they'll go in and turn them down. So they're not worried about that. Now, if you just see like 1 and 2 and 4 and 5 or something like that, then you're okay. But
John, did you have a chance to look at the under pressure audio? They are actually in clear water.
Not yet. I know, right? So bad. Sorry, no.
Rody, gotta go, guys.
All right, see you.
Thank you. David, good or bad soccer refs over there in Florida?
I think ref just equals bad. I mean, I got to be honest with you. There's a handful of refs that you don't want to kill at the end of the game, but for the most part, yeah, refs suck. Oh, why is somebody crying? They're just like going crazy on the little face guys. No, refs suck. I mean, it doesn't matter where you go. You know, the worst is when, you know, you have a bunch of 17 to 19-year-old girls playing soccer, and the dude out on the field is, you know, like, hey, bro, man, hey, offside. You know, it's like these girls are out there killing it, and you're like coming like half, I don't know, baked or whatever it is. It's like, I want to kill that guy. I mean, a lot of times I try to get adults, and then you have the opposite side of the coin where the adult is like trying to run around and keep up with these people, and it's like, you're way too old and too fat to you know. And then the other thing too is like I've been to a couple of these. I've been to a lot of them where it's like they've never tried to ref girls, and it's like, dude, they play totally different than guys. It's a much slower paced game with a lot of passing and a lot of girls doing this. And it's pretty crazy. So, but I think in a general, anytime you have a referee involved, you want to kill him at the end of the game.
All right, Gabe. How to mirror my iPhone on my Kenwood DMX7704S?
You're going to need an iSimple media links. You're going to need an HDMI cable. You're going to need a Lightning to HDMI adapter. You're going to need a CA-C3 AV aux to RCA adapter. Pause, rewind, you'll get all this stuff. Or just go on to how do I add an aux to my Kenwood, or how do I add... We have in the Kenwood playlist, we have how to do this. But those are the pieces you need. If you go to Dean Fernando's tooldrawer.com, or, I'm sorry, Dean Fernando's tool drawer at DNF, tooldrawer.com, which we'll have a link in the description below, you can go to a section where we have mirroring, and in the mirroring we give you all these parts that we just talked about are there for you to purchase from Amazon. Alright, that's it. We're good. Yes, a link to the Patreon is also at the end of every video in the description below. So yes, if you want to support us on Patreon, we greatly appreciate it. And your name will be at the end of this video here. All our Patreon subscribers, we thank in these videos because we put them up every week, which makes it easier for us to do. Thanks, guys. Call SMD and see if you want to change a couple of things. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. You guys have a great week. I spilled my drink. I feel bad.
Oh, well.
All right. We'll see you guys next week or Friday or any of that fun. Yes. Thank you, Fro. We're just going to go. See you guys. Bye.